So a friend of mine at work told me that he had this bass pedal and the level knob had snapped off. The pot had completely snapped off. So I asked if I would take a look at it and see if I could fix it. So yeah, I said, yeah, sure. So had some fun with it, which you'll see. So I'm not a professional at repairing this stuff. So this is not a how-to video. This is a how I did it video. So I'm sure there's a lot of people out there say, oh, you should have done it this way or that way, whatever. This is how I did it. It's back together now. It functions. I played around a little with my bass, and it sounds pretty cool. I might even see if I can pick one up. So anyway, I'm not going to edit the clips I did make of repairing it. I'm not a videographer or vlogger either, so enjoy it or not. But yeah, so anyway, it was an adventure. Right, so Mr. Diegalakis, so we have a pot here that is snapped off conveniently. So yeah, thought it'd be an easy job to pop the board out and put a new one in. But after looking at this, it's not so easy. So there's 2 jacks on this side, and this one doesn't matter, but another jack and the power input here. But in order to get the board out, you can't get the board out because of the fact that the jacks all extend through the side here. So there's actually, there's actually no way to get that out. So, as it is. So the only way to get it out is to desolder these jacks. I'm hoping it's just these 3 big ones, but we'll see. So it's these 3, 2 in the middle, and then these 3 to get the one out, and then repeat for that. Repeat for that. This one doesn't matter because it's on a little bit of a ribbon, so that should give us enough room to tilt the board up, because we want the pot which is on these 3 right here. So that's this pot here. Hoping I don't have to desolder the auxiliary power jack here, because at least for these, when you put the nut on here, they're held captive. So you can put the board back on and solder this back in, but there's nothing holding this little power jack. So I'm hoping that I can, if I just desolder the 3 larger jacks, that I can wiggle the board out. So let's see what happens. I'm actually going to put these back on because I want to hold these in position. Like that. So we just have to wait for the desoldering gun to warm up. This guy here. So we'll see what we can do. Now with old solder, I don't know how old this is. There's no dates on it, but sometimes this old solder is a little tough to get off, so it's even easier sometimes just to put a dab of new solder on top. It helps the heat transfer, but we'll try one without doing that first, and then go from there. So we're almost hot enough. This desoldering gun will scream when it's ready, and you'll hear what I mean by scream. Yeah, hopefully we can get some date markings. I don't have to do anything with this button, because that's actually just a plunger. The button is on the board, and there's actually, yeah, they're not connected, so that's good. So once I get this fixed, I will have to plug my bass in and see what it sounds like. That I will not record. Alright, gun is at 740 degrees Fahrenheit. So it will scream any second now. Hopefully. Come on. If not, we've got other desoldering tools such as this and the old braided wick there, which I don't like. Some people use that instead of desoldering guns. I don't know how they do that. Come on. This thing literally does scream when it's ready. Come on. There we go. Alright, like I said, it screams. So let's of course it doesn't, my tip isn't enough for it, so it's going to be a bit of a challenge to get heat in there. Sometimes what I'll do is I'll put a soldering iron on the other side as well to get even more heat in, because I don't want to overcook the bowl, but these big jacks, they take a lot of heat to get them to melt. Let's try this. We need a dab of fresh solder on there. We'll see if that helps. But we've only got 3 of these to do, which is 18, 19, 20, 22, 24 things to unsolder just to get the board out. Thanks, SansAmp. I mean, if they just made the case, what, you know, that much wider from my thumb to thumb, then this could have come out. Oh well. What are you gonna do? Just waiting for my other iron to warm up. A little bit of glare there from the light. No, it's better. Where are you? Okay, we're 7. So let's get a little solder on there. See, if we get a nice puddle there, then it actually gives the desolder a better chance. We didn't get it all. May take a few attempts, but yeah, this is a royal pain in the butt. I need a desoldering tool that has a bigger tip on it that will go over these legs, but this is meant for your smaller, finer. And I don't think I have a bigger tip. No, I don't. Wait. Smaller. No. Alright, so let's give that another shot. See, I don't want to heat the board up too much, because you do too many cycles like this, you run the risk of damaging the bowl. Particularly, this looks like I don't know the age of this, but this is looks like an older board, so I can't speak to the quality of it yet. Let's try this, see if this, I guess bulk of it off, but sorry, it's tough to do this and have a camera in my face as well. So let's see if we can get any joy with this. Ooh, look at that. Nice clean hole. I don't know if you can see that, but you can see here on this one that we got a nice clean removal there. So well, let's continue with this guy. This gives us a bit more. It's old school, but hey, old school sometimes works. Here we go. 3 down, a lot to go. Come on. Not so good. This one's being a pain. Alright. Let that cool down for a sec. A bit more solder in there. I know that's kind of counterintuitive, but it helps the heat transfer. Speaking of which, always keep the tip clean, boys. There we go. See, a little bit of fresh solder in there helps the heat transfer. And well, I don't suppose I'm going to leave the camera on much longer, because this is just rinse and repeat. For quite some time. Oh, that wasn't very good. I think that's good. Finish this guy off, and I'll turn the camera off and do the rest and see where we get to. Yeah, screw that up. Some fresh in there. I'm sure these guys really enjoy taking this apart too when it goes into the factory. I think that was... got a little on there still. See if we can nip that off. And then we got these two little jobbies, and for that we maybe ought to use this. You put some in to take some out. Oh, Jerry, this is going to be a pain in the, you know. Alright, well, I'm going to turn the camera off. Kind of got the idea. So, more fun. Catch you in a bit. So, after much swearing, and probably, I don't know, about 90 minutes, actually probably a couple of days has gone by, but probably about 90 minutes in order to clean all of these out to the point where I could actually separate these guys. Yeah, a royal pain in the butt. So anyway, that is the other side of the board. So I've already pulled the old pot out, which is around here somewhere. It's right here in front of me. So I've already pulled that off the board. Had to order these from California, so I got replacement here, so it should be the same one. Unfortunately, with this one, I didn't notice when I ordered it, but this doesn't have any knurling on it like these do. I think you can see that. So in order to get the new knob on, I had to actually drill a little bit of that out so it would fit over this. So now that fits on there quite nicely. So now next job, let me turn my iron on. I'm waiting. Is to get this pot back in the board, and that'll be the easy bit. So we'll just put that in there, solder that up, and then comes the fun task of dropping the board back down so it lines up with the 24 pins here plus the power jack there. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. So let's just wait for the iron to warm up, and then we'll get this guy in. If we can bend these. It's gonna be fun to hold that while we solder it. But anyway. Bear with me one sec. Alright, iron's hot. Tip's clean. Now see how coordinated I am. Not bad. First time. Let's just clean that one up. All right. So, the shame of this is that I mean I want to replace the pot, so shouldn't be a big deal. But I obviously cannot test this guy until I get it all back together. So it's a bit of an annoyance. So my next challenge is this guy. This is the auxiliary power jack. So somehow I have to keep this guy here while I solder it. So I suppose I could put a jack through there and hold it while I try and position the board and then try and get that into the board itself. Which is these three here. Oh, actually, you know what? Maybe that's not so. Actually, that's not so bad. So that actually does fit in there. Actually, the pot kind of leans on it as well. So maybe that won't be too bad. Once I get it through the board, that's going to be the challenge, though. So let me see if I've got a power supply that I can hold that with. So if I hold that there like that, push it through there, and then we gotta somehow. Oops, hang on. I know I'm missing something. I'm missing something. What did I do with it? Come on, out you come. Didn't go on there, it went on the switch. Haven't had enough caffeine yet. Alright, so now we can try and fiddle this down so that we've got everybody coming through where they should. And then I gotta kind of get that in the right spot. It's another one of those times. I might turn the camera off while I fiddle around with this thing. So I got this side, that all went in. See that, but all these pins came through. So that was easy. Now I've just got this side to fiddle through. So what is holding us up? Because I got to pull these guys through. Okay, so I think we're getting there. Alright, I'm going to turn the camera off while I fiddle around with this. And hopefully come back. So we keep this a PG-13 rated video and there's not any of me swearing. So I will be back in a bit. Well, it actually wasn't too bad. So only took about 10 minutes. And pulling it back out a couple of times, but I found I could actually this auxiliary power jack I could actually put on the board, so I don't think I actually needed to desolder it in the end. There was enough wiggle room. So anyway, no biggie. So I have all the pins now through the board. Yeah, all the pots came through, so that's good. Switches all work. I mean, not that they shouldn't. Anyway, so next job is to solder this back in. So shouldn't be too big a job. Should go pretty quick. Love the smell of this stuff. I do have an exhaust fan, so, but still, I try not to breathe it in. Please don't step on this again. I think the manufacturer charges a flat fee. I think it was, this is a 2019 price, but a flat fee of 50 plus parts. Which, considering that you've got to desolder this lot to get it out, it's actually not a bad price. Although they probably have a better desoldering gun than I do. Mine's for fine work like the discrete components, not for big stuff like this. So as long as you got a big gun, I guess this would go pretty quick. So fortunately, UPS was supposed to drop these off on the the pot off on Friday. Then they said it wouldn't be till Monday. Then they actually delivered it Saturday, so it's Sunday now. So hopefully, well, almost done soldering this back in. So then we've just got to clean the board up and test it out. These crown pins are kind of close. I just want to make sure I'm not purging those at all. They all look good. Alright, I'm happy with that. So they're all in. Good. So we'll give that a clean. A lot of people don't clean their boards after soldering. I don't don't know why. This cleans the flux off. Flux is an acid. So, I mean, it takes a long time for flux to eat anything away, and chances are it wouldn't, but still, I don't know. Gotta keep it looking neat. Good old isopropyl. Plus then you can see how neat your work is. You know, gobs of dried flux everywhere. Right there, I'm just worried that they're a bit close. Alright. This is all the solder and stuff that's pulled out. Just want to make sure we have no bridge. I don't think we do, but let's have a check. Hey, alligator clips, that'll do. Yeah, I'm not happy with that. Kind of looks like there's a bridge there, but where'd you go? They are so close. So it's the same thing on that side, so it could, I mean, I don't know if you can see, but there's 6 pins, and then there's 2 in the middle right here. I don't know if you can see that on the camera. So these 2 in the middle here are ground, so they're the outside of the jack. So these outer ones may be ground as well, so the fact that these are shorting together, because it's the same on both sides. So these fronts may indeed be ground, and then the other 2 being your signals, because I mean it's a mono signal going in and out. So anyway, I'll poke around with that. But again, I don't know if it comes across on the camera, but right here where I'm pointing, these 2, you can probably see a bridge between these 2. And that's what I was trying to get on the other side here. There's a slight bridge here. But I don't think that's an issue. Because even these 2 on this side are not bridged. There's a very slight gap between them. But I still read continuity between those, even though they're not shorted. I suppose I could actually put a jack in there. And of course I don't have one handy anyway. I got a stereo one. Yeah, I wish I had a pin out of those. Anyway, I think they are the ground, so we'll go with that. We'll find out soon enough. So that is that. It's actually back together. It went back together a lot easier than I actually expected. So I still have to put all the nuts on and everything, but yeah. So and this one, let's turn that all the way down and put that in I guess the down position. Gotta put the nut on there, but anyway. So that one will go on there. Don't need to go very tight, just snug them up. So that's all the way down. And push that on. There we go. So there we go, Mr. G. Pot's fixed. So yep, I won't bore anybody with me putting nuts on the rest of them. So I'll be back. Alright, well, good news is, as you can tell, I got jacks in. I actually have my my bass here, you can kind of see. And I got headphones on so you can't hear me play. But yeah, it works. So we'll call that a success. So yeah, sounds kind of cool. So I still have to put the back on and finish putting it together, but at least I want to obviously make sure it works. So yeah, I'm happy with that. So there it is. I'll bring it into work tomorrow. So I'm gonna play around with this for a bit, see what I can do with it, see if it makes me sound any better. I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, so that was fun. Thanks. Don't want to do it again, but yeah, thanks. It was kind of fun, I must admit. So anyway, all right, I'm gonna play around, put it back together, and bring it into you tomorrow. See ya.